In today's video, I built a giant heart-shaped house in Bloxburg. Hey glossettes, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? Now I am in the Valentine's spirit, okay? It is the pinkest season of the year and I am just in heaven. So today, to fit the theme, we are actually going to be building a giant heart house in Bloxburg, and I'm going to be spilling some gossip today too. Also, the Valentine's fit is back. How do we feel about my little bear outfit? I don't actually think I wore it last year. I don't think I did any Valentine's content. But anyways, we are gonna get straight into this and get on to the build plans. So if we look at my pink print here, the plan for today's build is obviously just a house in the shape of a heart. It's very self-explanatory really, but this was actually inspired by a heart house I built back in 2023. So I'm hoping to basically make a far better version of it. And also back then, this is before we even had the custom colors too. So the pink shades I used to have to use were disgusting. Speaking of colors though, I don't just want to use pink. I want to go with like pink in a red color scheme, as those are kind of like the classic Valentine's colors, and brown too, because obviously Valentine's Day you get given chocolates as gifts. So I thought it would be cool to kind of mix in like a chocolate theme maybe as well. But let's start with the hardest part of the build, the heart shape itself, because this is going to drive me absolutely insane. To start off with the heart shape, I added a thin room on the first floor and then a wider room on the second floor, because obviously the shape of a heart kind of starts off thin and then gets wider in the middle. Then I began making a giant heart outline out of basic shapes, and this is pretty much the entire method of making the house's structure, just getting different sized basic shape cubes and slowly bending them, using the transform tool to take the shape of a heart. I also made sure everything was kind of placed on top of each other so that this was copy and pastable, and once I had the bottom half done, I copied this onto the other side and was actually very happy with the shape on the first try. So I moved to the top area to create the top curves, which was once again a perfect first time. I was on a roll here, and once the shape was all finished, I copied all the parts to add to the back of the house, which was pretty annoying to try and rotate and perfectly line it up with the front each time, but the shape did actually come out really cute. And then the last step for the structure was to fill in the front walls, and I used a mix of basic shaped triangles and cubes to try and fill in all the weird angles, and that was pretty much it. So this is what we have right now. We have like the front all done in the heart shape. As you can see through the windows, I have actually left the back of this completely open because I thought it'd be easier to build in, but this is basically the space we have to build. So I think it's high enough for us to have maybe like a platform for the bedroom, and then we also obviously have the room down here. The only thing is, so I don't think we have space for a bathroom in this, guys, and I know you guys are gonna get mad at me because every single time I do like a novelty shaped house and I don't add a bathroom, you guys shout at me in the comments, but maybe we could put it in the walls or something. I don't know where a bathroom's gonna go though. But what I wanted to do first quickly is actually work out the color scheme of this thing, because I don't know whether to have the heart shape pink or red. I think I'm gonna get you guys to vote on my Discord server, but hang on, let me like add some colors down here. If it's pink, I think I'll go for like a baby pink, and then if it's red, probably this shade. I think what I'm gonna start with is planning out the layout for the inside, because I have to kind of work it around the windows. These windows are so awkwardly placed because it's so hard to like add them on the front. Like obviously half of this is a custom kind of like shaped wall. The only real wall bit is where the windows are, and this one goes all the way to the top, so there's not like a huge amount of space for me to add windows. But I think what we're gonna do, and I think this is very similar to my old heart house, is have the kitchen where the window's higher, because then we can have the counter go underneath the window and it won't be like slightly behind it like on this side. So I want to have like a tiny cozy kitchen over here. I'm thinking we have like kind of like maybe the living room over here, and then we can have a table next to it. I'm just kind of adding random furniture items to kind of work out the placement. This would be cute. Then let me grab a table that can go over here, and then I think for the bedroom we'll have it on a platform like maybe above the kitchen, and then it'll have like a ladder going up. So that's gonna be kind of difficult, but this is like the rough layout I think. So I've added like the platform for where the bedroom area is gonna go, and I've also put a poll on my Discord server and on Twitter so you guys can decide what color the front of the build is actually gonna be. But what we're gonna do for now is move on to the kitchen, and of course we're gonna have a bit of a yap because, as I said, I have some gossip for you guys. In true Valentine style, I thought today my little yap session could be about something more interesting, more kind of on theme. So today I am gonna be giving you guys, I guess, a story time on my boyfriend and how I met my boyfriend, because a lot of you know I do have a boyfriend. However, one of the curses of being a YouTuber is people assume and kind of come up with rumors on who they think, you know, my boyfriend is, which are very, very wrong. And I kind of forget a lot of you don't actually know who he is, because he's not really like another YouTuber or anything. We call him Groz or like Frog online. You may have seen him in some of my stream chats, but he's not like another creator or anything. He actually doesn't even play Bloxburg, which is absolutely shocking. However, he did say that he do a video with me. So if you guys have any ideas for that, let me know. But a lot of you ask about him and how we met, so I thought it'd be fun to do a little story time because we actually met online. We met on Roblox, technically. We've been together since 2021, so it's been nearly 5 years now. 5 years this year. And the way we met is actually kind of like a funny story. So another thing that I've briefly mentioned in videos before that I am actually going to do a full story time on eventually is, some of you may know, but I actually got catfished a few years ago. I had this best friend on Roblox who I was friends with for like 2 years who turned out to be a catfish, and the whole situation is crazy. I'm planning on doing like a story time video on that thing as well, but on my vlog channel because it's kind of long. But what ended up happening was, once I'd found out that he was obviously catfishing me, he disappeared. So obviously I met this guy on Roblox, this other guy, not my boyfriend, and he disappeared once me and my friends figured out he was catfishing us. But I found he was active on a Roblox alt account. More specifically, he would play this really niche Roblox game, which I'm not going to name, but it's a very small game. It's not anything you guys would know. It's like this really small community. Also, just the fridge looked kind of cool on the wall. I don't know. Anyways, so when I found out he was playing this game, what I decided to do was join the game on like an alt account and kind of, I guess, try and confront him. I think at this stage, I didn't actually know who he was in real life, so I kind of was still trying to figure it out. So I was just kind of following him in this game. Long story short though, he ends up leaving the game community, like that whole situation kind of ends, but I ended up really enjoying this like really niche game community, and that's where I ended up meeting my boyfriend in, just this really random game. And then look at us now. I'm not an online dater, by the way. Let's just get that very clear. He actually lives like 3 hours away from me, so we see each other every few weeks, but that's how we originally met. And I do just want to say, if you're under like 16, don't be, you know, talking to people on the internet that you don't know. He has been in some of my videos, like he's been in some of my vlog channel videos when I went to Spain, that kind of vlog. If some of you have seen that, you'll be able to hear him being rude to me in the background. It's gonna be my vlog. No. Okay, we'll go away then. But that is kind of how we originally met. This counter is driving me crazy. We technically met because I got catfished, which is kind of wild. My brain has kind of gone blank now. I feel like I was gonna have so much more to talk about with that, but I can't really think of any questions. If you guys have questions about him, then let me know, and when I do actually do a video with him, I'll get him to answer them, because he said he would do a bloxburg video with me, like maybe him choosing my build, or I was gonna get him to kind of like just play the game, because he hasn't actually played the new map. So if you guys have any ideas or like questions or anything, put them in the comments and I'll force him to do a video with me. Okay, I'm really struggling with this kitchen layout. I kind of want the counter to go like the whole way, but obviously I had the fridge in that side, so I put it on this side, but then I need the ladder somewhere over here because I can't really have it on this side unless I put it like here or something. Oh my gosh, this is killing me. Okay, wait, this is kind of cute. If I have it like down here, like a really cute kind of heart tiles layout. Also, today they posted a teaser of like these Valentine's cabinets they're adding next week, so I can't use them because this video will be out by then, and I'm really annoyed because they look really cute. Also, these windows are gonna be like cute as well. I'm not gonna leave them like this, but I'm just trying to get like the rough shape of everything done. So eventually I moved on to adding some tiles in the kitchen, and I just made like a little square out of basic shapes for this, and then added a heart pillow onto it. And I did kind of want to add more details around this with structurals, so we had like these really cool tiles, but they turned out horrible. So I decided to just keep it simple and just leave it with only the heart shape on it. I covered the walls in these and then realized I think it looked better with a few less hearts, but it was also incredibly annoying to try and fit these around the window shape. But once that was done, I made this kind of cabinet shelf thingy behind where the ladder was gonna go, just to kind of make it look less awkward. I also tried to add some details to the windows, but realized I hated them, so ended up making a completely new custom window with basic shapes and structurals, just a very simple design. I also added a plant pot on them, as well as custom window shutters with more hearts on, and that was pretty much it. So I feel like I've done quite a lot off camera, but the kitchen is looking pretty cute. Honestly, I don't know why I'm saying it looks cute. It's driving me crazy. It's one of those builds where I feel like I hate it. I think it's because it's pretty basic. I haven't really went that kind of try hard on this, honestly, but this is how the kitchen's looking. I also did the beautiful windows on the front, which I ended up just painting fully brown. However, before we keep building, I want to bring your attention to these beautiful, gorgeous curtains on this window, okay? These look absolutely gorgeous. They are incredible. These are actually the Victor's Victorian curtain item, and if you don't know what this is, it's not an actual curtain. It's like an object that you place down, and it's really good because obviously it means you don't have to have a window to place them, and you can like resize it. However, what you can't do is change the height of this, so you can only have it coming down from like the ceiling on floor layers, which is great for this window because this one is obviously at the very top of the ceiling, so coincidentally that worked out fine. But this means I can't actually have these on like the normal window levels. Like these don't work, they're too high up, so I've had to then resort to using the normal curtains. And what is this? What on earth is this? Have you seen the difference? Look how beautiful this is. What is that? Bloxburg, are you joking me? Are you genuinely having a laugh? What on earth? The comparison is disgusting. I'm genuinely upset about the difference. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I genuinely don't know what to do. You can't even like transform these. I've tried. You cannot move them down at all, and I'm genuinely upset. Anyways, I'll save that stress for later. What we're gonna do now is kind of just keep working on this room and getting this finished, and then we can move on to the bedroom, which by the way, I don't even know if I can fit up this ladder. I'll deal with that later. Oh yeah, I did the ceiling all cute as well, but yeah, we're just gonna keep decorating. I'm trying to not like go really custom with everything, but let's keep finishing everything off for now. So anyways, how are you guys doing? I'm in a terrible mood this evening, and it's all Hump's fault. It's all my cat's fault. He is completely responsible for all of this. So as some of you may know, I collect Monster High dolls, which are these old dolls. Well, they're not old. They have like a Monster High doll line out now that you can buy. However, I collect the ones that are from like the early 2000s, which is the ones I used to have when I was little, because they're the best ones. I have a big collection of these. They're on like these shelves in my hallway. I have like a whole area for them, and my cat Hump really likes to look at these dolls. He doesn't really touch the dolls. I also have like Mossy Monsters, and he steals those and knocks them over, but the doll shelves, he's never really like jumped on them or anything, and he's left them alone, thank goodness, until today. Okay, until about 30 minutes ago when I was sat in my room and I suddenly hear this big crash sound. So I go out into like my doll area, and he has completely broken the shelves. He like jumped on them and knocked everything down. The dolls were like everywhere. Luckily, the doll boxes, because I collect them in box, weren't that damaged. Everything was kind of okay, but what wasn't okay was this cherub candle. Now, funnily enough, we were talking about my boyfriend earlier, and he actually got me this candle like nearly 5 years ago. It was one of the first things he ever bought me, and now it's broken. Humph has broken the wings off it, and I'm so upset. So now that's unfixable because it's a candle, and I can't really glue it back together, can I? So thanks a lot, Humph.
Thanks a lot, you idiot. Thanks a lot, Rachel. Thanks a lot.
Also, wait, I made a discovery, and this is genuinely life-changing. So I kept seeing people in bloxburg builds have, like, for example, this really specific memory of it is in the Macabre Mansion pre-built. There's like the crystal ball that Morph built, and I see people using like light orbs in the game all the time, but I didn't think we had a light orb object. I thought they were like mass spamming the round candle until it looked like it glowed, or like using the light boxes and like making them a circle shape or something. I didn't know how I thought people were doing this, but I was like, oh my god, we don't have a light like that in game. What on earth are they doing? Well, today I was looking at the lights and I saw this thing, and I was like, what on earth is that? Like, I've never really paid attention to that light that just looks like it's not there. I click on it, and oh my god, we have a glowing orb. Why did no one tell me about this? I feel like this is a very angry rant segment of this video. I did not know we had this. I'm gonna be using this so much. I feel like such a noob. But yeah, anyways, I'm basically just adding a bunch of random decorations in here. Obviously, we have to try and keep the heart-shaped theme, so I'm incorporating hearts in like as much as possible. I forget we actually have like a decent amount of heart-shaped items. Oh, you know what I want to do actually? So someone tagged me in this build hack on Twitter where I've actually done very similar hacks, but basically you add these pillows onto these stools and it looks really cute. So I really wanted to do this because I didn't think of using the new pillows. I've used like, I kind of use the round pillows on like square chairs a lot because I think it looks kind of cool, but I didn't even click that these would be really cute on like a chair. Wait, why does it kind of look like a stingray? Like how it's flat. Also, it's kind of upsetting me that I'm having to add so much red into this because I'm not used to using color. I'm also considering adding a giant bow on the front. I don't know why. I just feel like the front's kind of bland. Obviously, I haven't actually done anything out here yet, but I thought having like a giant bow on the side would be cool. And then we're gonna add some heart carpets in here. Oh my god, I've just remembered the curtain. This is really upsetting me. I think I'm gonna add like a retro TV in the corner. I kind of feel like TVs ruin the vibe of like a lot of my builds, so maybe this one will look kind of cute. Oh my god, I just realized I've had my build mode time on like this setting on noon every single time I built for years, where the sun is directly above it, but it makes the builds look really bad. So every time I wanted to look at it nicely, I would go out of build mode so I could see the normal lighting. And I've just remembered I can just put it on the same as the server, so now it looks cute in build mode as well. Okay, anyways, I've pretty much finished the inside. Obviously, I still need to do like the bedroom area and stuff. Hang on, while I'm at it, I'm actually gonna go and see if the ladder actually works. But what I think we're gonna do first is finish the outside of the house because I kind of want to make the front of it look cute. Does this ladder work? Can I fit at the top? Oh my god, wait, I can. Wait, how did I do that? So yeah, we'll leave the bedroom till last probably. I just really want to make sure that this looks really cool from the outside. I do have part of a chimney that I'll work on later, but I was also thinking, oh no, I didn't shut the door. I was also thinking we have kind of like a little stone roof around the door area just to make it kind of look less flat. And I was gonna kind of add like a little garden and then like a pathway and everything, so it kind of looks like a mini street because I thought that'd be cute. So if I added like a makeshift kind of road thing and like a fence and stuff, we can just make it look like a little kind of heart street. Maybe I could add different shaped houses like next to it. Where's my favorite fence? I love the picket fence. It's so adorable, but yeah, I don't really know how to kind of decorate around it. Let me start with kind of adding onto the actual build itself. I still might do like a giant bow, but I want to see if I can make a cute kind of like roof area on here because I feel like this door as well looks so out of place, but it's so hard to find good doors for builds in Bloxburg. I swear we need so many new ones. Okay, how am I gonna make like a curved roof part? So I think this is how I'm gonna keep it. I've kind of added like this little round roof, some like gardening and stuff around the side. I am gonna add some more details to this, but I'm trying to just get like the rough kind of layout of everything done. So I'm gonna add some dirt and then slowly just start adding the kind of garden stuff. And as per usual, I am on Capto's side. I am a decal plants hater. Not really a hater, but I just prefer to use like the in-game stuff because I kind of like building like the bloxburg style. So we're gonna do everything using like the actual plants. And because I've decided to awkwardly draw the shape of the kind of like flower patches with these weird structurals, I can't use a floor to fill it in. So I'm using these dirt patches for some strange reason. I feel like I'm making this far too difficult. Wait, this is actually starting to look kind of cute. And then also I need them in the things. I was gonna use the new daffodils, but I kind of just like the mixture of the wildflowers in the tulip. So I think I'm just gonna do those. Maybe they're a bit too big in front of the windows. I might need to resize those later. Oh yeah, I added like the heart kind of things. And I just slowly need to add like trees and everything. I never really put any effort into building gardens. I kind of just add some trees and call it a day. I feel like I need to do a series where I kind of like build a proper house. I did start one of them, but as we know, I'm the worst at continuing series. So I did like a video where I built a kitchen in this house I was doing and then I never did it again. But to be fair, that was because I was using it for a set. So I had to like suddenly change everything in there. I couldn't really use it to build, but it would be fun to do like a giant mansion series or something because I do have a couple floor plans. Okay, these trees are cute. I need to add some bushes. Oh wait, I always forget we have, where's my favorite bush? The hydrangea one. I always forget how to say it. These are so cute. I'll have some of these. Why can't I place it there? There's nothing even there. Another thing I forget we have as well is all of the like fireflies and the particles and stuff. I feel like we need more of those, but they're so cute. I also kind of have the urge to add, you know, the kind of stripy grass look when you've kind of mowed your grass like this. I think this would kind of be cute. I just need to kind of desaturate that a bit. Oh, and then we can have like red flowers. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna do before I think I'm gonna time lapse me kind of finishing a bunch is I kind of considered adding like little bricks on the pink just to add some detail because I feel like the block pink of this is very plain, but obviously I can't really add a texture on it. I tried and it just looks weird. So I was thinking maybe if we add like bricks so there's kind of like some detail on it, but they're kind of close to the pink color. Okay, wait, this could actually look cute. Let me try it with these two. Like, you see the vision? So if I had like little bricks on kind of like a bunch of this front, I think this would be perfect. I think what I'm gonna do now is add bricks everywhere and then try and finish the structure of the actual house. I'm gonna attempt to build a bow. I might put the bow up here, but yeah, I'm just gonna basically try and add some more detail to this front bit, and then what we can do is finish the bedroom and everything. So I covered the front of the house in those little bricks, and I think it really added like the perfect amount of detail because just a plain pink, it looked really off for some reason. But then I wanted to add detail onto the chimneys by adding more bricks, but I didn't want to do them in a rectangular shape because I thought it would be too similar to the ones that I just put on the house, obviously. So instead I did these little round tiles in white and pink, and finally I started making the giant bow I wanted on the front. And I could have just used, you know, the default Christmas bow, but that would be too easy. Okay, I thought it would look really cute to have one on the chimney, so to make this I just used a bunch of basic shaped squares that I put into like a curve for the bow part. Then I copied it over, so I had two, and then I added the ribbons kind of like hanging off the bottom, and honestly it came out so cute. I've added a bunch of details. The bow is so cute. I put like a heart on it and everything, but the outside is looking pretty much done. Wait, it's actually so cute. I love it. I also completely forgot we had like a room down here, so I basically just added some like random furniture. I'm probably gonna furnish this a bit more later, but the only main area we have left to do is the bedroom. So that is pretty much what we're gonna do now to finish off the build. And I'm also gonna patch up the ceiling because I forgot some bits. Oh, why is that sticking through? I also need to finish the fireplace. Okay, I kind of have a lot of work to do. Just imagine though, if you guys like this video, I could do like a star house here. I could do I don't really know any other shapes. An egg house for Easter? Oh my god. But anyways, let's get on to finishing off the build and actually furnishing the bedroom. Now for the bed frame, I decided I thought why not make this into a heart as well. So I added a basic shape cube that I made into like the length of the bed, and then 2 cylinder parts that I squished together to look like the top of a heart, and it actually came out really cute. And then for the rest of the room, I just kind of added some random furniture. Honestly, I went very simple up here, but to finish it off, I also added a custom fence because the floor was placed like not on a square, so I couldn't add like a default fence, and I also patched the holes in the roof, and then finally everything was complete. We are gonna take a look because this thing is just the cutest thing ever. I love it. Also, if you like any of the decals in this, my Roblox inventory is now set to public if you follow me. So if you ever want to steal any of my decals, now if you go and follow my Roblox, you can basically have everything. But this is the exterior of the hot house. It's so cute. I think my favorite part is definitely the bow on the chimney. It just looks so adorable, and also adding the bricks made such a difference. But this is the exterior. We have a little garden area with Cupid and everything and all the flowers. I also added a heart to like the doorknob, but you kind of open it and it just floats there. But this is the outside. If we head inside, we have, why does this keep closing itself? We have this little room. Oh my god, why is it glitching? We have this little room, which I didn't really add anything into because I forgot it existed. But if we head upstairs into the main house, here we have our little kind of hot house apartment. So let's start over here. We have the living room, which is cozy. Also, this couch got so much hate when they first added it, but I think it's so cute. But we have all this over here, our fireplace and everything, some cute little pictures, the dining table, which I added some hot cookies to. Very cozy over here. And then of course we have the kitchen, which I think is my favorite area because the tiles look so cute on the back there. We have the fridge and everything. We just have a few appliances, and the tiles, oh, they're so cute. Oh yeah, I tried to make the curtains look close to these ones with like the red bit, but it's still just like a disgusting difference. But the kitchen's really sweet. I love the open window and stuff, and like the ceiling tiles, and these things look so cute as lights. These are like table decorations, but I just thought they look kind of cute on the ceiling. But this is kind of it for the first little floor. And then if we go up to the bedroom, this is very simple. I didn't really add much at all. We just have like a mirror and some random decorations. But then of course we have the bed, which I think looks so cute. I love it over here. We have some pictures as well. This is one of my favorite decals of all time. It's so cute. But that is pretty much it. That is the inside of my giant hot house. It's definitely an upgrade from last time. I'll put some pictures of last time on screen. I think it's definitely better and bigger, but it just looks so cute in here. I love it. I realized you can't get back down, so you can fit to get up, but I can't get out once I'm on the top floor, so I'm gonna have to reset quickly. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is the first Valentine's build of 2026. As per usual, let me know what you guys thought down below, and also keep an eye on my merch website because I think I am gonna be uploading some Valentine's merch that'll only be on sale for the rest of February. And of course I have the regular merch that I'm now selling too, so make sure you go check that out. But that is all for today. As per usual, all my channel members will be on screen now. Thank you so much for joining the channel, and all my Nitro boosters, thank you so much for boosting the Discord server, and of course all my merch buyers, thank you so much for buying my merch, and I will see you all later. I love you all so much, glossettes. XOXO Glossy Girl.